Yo, I put it like wow, this that sound. These oaks don't work hard like me, I hope they know by now. Bayo Bear, stand my ground. Bro, these money trees go overseas like Percy Tau. I make sure you stay around, quiet when I'm under loud. No negatives allowed, me positivity took a vow. I always play to win, don't anticipate loss. Mind always in the clown, my boy. Never think about the drop, never ever ever think about the drop.
Welcome to it, sports fans. It is the MKT Show. I'm hoping the gremlins are gone for once and for all, but we are back. It is the next day after yesterday, so it's the day to be alive. I'm feeling really, really good today. A little bit of energy today. The sun's out, feeling good. Got my friends with me, got Senzo with me, saw some people this morning, had a good breakfast, so I'm feeling up and at 'em. The most bizarre thing, I thought it was a dream, and it still feels like a dream. Like Lionel Messi is now at PSG. It's mind-boggling. It means lots of things for lots of people. And if you're into the fantasy world, we're going to get into that a little bit later as well. A man who has claimed that he's going to win it all, he's going to displace all of us. Senzo Tebe, what's going on, pal?
Nothing much, my brother. How are you? It's cold, isn't it? It's cold.
Yeah, band.
The sun is just providing light.
Really?
It's not heating us up.
I feel like it's summer now.
Hey, but you're a man of aircon, eh?
I feel like it's summer now. We're ready to go. Sun's out, guns out. Let's get going, boy.
Let's go, butts.
You know what I mean? It's summer. Listen, here's the reality, right? You wouldn't understand this because you're a man who's chosen happiness in a relationship. The football starts today, pal.
Oh, it's UEFA Super Cup.
Super Cup, but now and then it's free wheel till Friday. Arsenal, Brentford.
We don't watch Fridays. We're on Saturday, my boy.
Yeah, who's we?
United, the Manx.
United, the only game that matters. Yeah.
Ran unveiled today, surely.
He can't play this weekend, can he?
I don't know, but he's been in quarantine though.
That's what I'm saying. Sitting in a hotel, you can't be starting a man who's been quarantining, eating what?
So Wan-Bissaka, we'll see.
So you're not suggesting he's good enough without training to just get
there? He's the guy.
Oh my God. Okay. All right. And Leo Messi, he's done it, eh?
Hey, it looks weird, eh?
He's broken football.
It doesn't feel right.
Dude, we'll talk about that. I mean, Leo Messi's we're in France.
Paris.
Playing in Ligue 1.
Dog.
It's not right, eh?
It's ridiculous. Anyway.
It'll be like, imagine me dating Madonna. Do you know what I mean? Even the suggestion is crazy. Don't you think?
Maybe on the type. Who knows? Maybe have a type.
Yeah,
we don't know.
maybe he specs some. Yeah, it could be. All right. Senzo, we're going to do fantasy football today. We're going to talk a little. Harry Kane's in a situation.
He's in a quagmire. He's in the mire.
Oh, my mate. He's in a quagmire.
He's in the mire.
Good to have you, dude.
Likewise. Thanks for having me.
That's awesome. He's in the mire, says Senzo. All right, all of that and much more coming up after this. Okay, welcome back to a show you obviously know you're watching. You've got eyes. Most of you are conscious, so it's tricky in this day and age, you know? The internet is a good thing and a bad thing. If I say welcome back to the MKT Show, it's like, okay, why are you telling us? Get to the stuff we're here for. I already know where I am. But then I realized by doing this, I'm doing the same thing I would have been doing with that. So you can't win.
You're over elaborating.
You can't win because all of it's over. Even if I said, welcome back to the MKT show, that's over elaborating. So really what I should do is get straight into it.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Dive
on in. You ever seen American Dad?
Yeah, American Dad is Seth MacFarlane.
Yeah. No, it's the show. But Roger buys a bar, takes over a franchise, and the payoff line is dive on in. I don't know if you've ever seen that episode.
No.
He starts a dive bar. So to those who haven't seen American Dad, it's a vibe, bro.
It's a vibe, eh? It's
dude,
vibes, as James would say.
James would say vibes. Dude, it is... it's football time now. Like, it's the time outside of America. They got their NFL thing going. That'll be September. They must relax for a month. Mm-hmm. Like, it's time now because it's preseason NFL. But this is the best time in the sports calendar for most of us, right? Like, people will like swimming, but I'm not. That's 1% of the people in the world.
It's not the greatest story told.
It's not the greatest show on earth. And let's be honest. Can we just get back to football? This is the time to be alive in the year.
Absolutely.
What say you?
What a time to be alive.
What a time to be alive, Chief, hey? Yeah, we'll talk more Premier League as the week goes out. Obviously, we'll get into Golden Boot predictions. I'd love to know what you think.
Absolutely.
I'd like to know what you think of your team, where they're going to end. Are they going to be Europa League again for the 6th time in 9 years?
Forget you.
What do you mean, forget me?
Forget you.
Well, okay, 6... Let's deal with this. 5 out of the last 8 seasons, Man United have been in the Europa League. That means you're a Europa League team more than a Champions League team. You know what I'm saying, my man?
Says you, but okay.
What do you mean says me? That's what the numbers say. Why are you getting emotional about that now?
Because you like hating on my team, but it's all right.
But is it hating to point out that Man United, 5 out of the last 8 seasons, have been in the Europa League? Well, how's that hating? That's mathematics. Okay. That's like saying 3 + 3 is 6. That's offensive. That's crazy what you say.
Okay.
You don't like it, huh? All right, that's tough. I mean, Chelsea had a disaster season, won the Champions League. You know what I'm saying?
So you keep reminding us.
Well, what did Margaret Thatcher say? The truth is always the same story. You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
Don't you forget it. But let's talk about something that's happening currently. Leo Messi's at PSG, in case you didn't know. But like if you've been living under a rock, bro. Your thoughts?
I'm still not used to it. I'm still not used to it.
It feels like a dream.
It does feel like a dream. And every time you check the socials, still there.
Like he's signed now.
Held up the shirt even.
And it still feels like, hey?
Yeah.
It ain't right.
It ain't right.
It ain't right. All right.
That ain't it, bro.
It ain't the move, Chief.
It's not cricket.
it just ain't cricket. Well said. All right. We'll talk more about it. Let me tell you my thoughts. Listen, if you are a reasonable person, because I think a lot of people are not reasonable people, and they haven't seen Game of Thrones, right? Is in Game of Thrones there's a character, a Machiavellian figure, if you will, called Peter Littlefinger Baelish, and there is probably the most epic monologue of the entire sort of 8 seasons or whatever. They should have stopped after 6, not the point. But he says chaos isn't a pit. Chaos is a ladder, and that he goes on to elaborate a little bit on the ladder versus what chaos is. But Peter Baelish said it beautifully. He said, chaos is not a pit, it is a ladder. And I just want to say, what UEFA didn't realize, right? And I said this when it happened. When they prevented the European Super League, what they actually did was ignite the billionaires. Because people think, we've won. The billionaires said, okay, if we have to play by your rules, that's fine. But the thing is, within the rules, there is another game going on, right? Is now we have Game of Thrones. Now it's within the system, right? I'm telling you about within the system. So what you need to realize is the following. The European Super League will now happen, right, within the framework of what UEFA want. Because I told you at the time, billionaires don't lose. They specialize in winning. They've been doing it for decades, and now it's now getting to centuries. Let me tell you what's gone on, right? I just want to tell you how Leo Messi's move is going to affect everybody, right? Let me tell you what PSG are up to, and not on FIFA, right, with your little nephew, in real life. I'm talking about in real life. Understand that this will be their Liga team. You've heard me correctly. I had to make a separation. The PSG's Liga 1 team will consist of the following human beings. Keylor Navas, Kimpembe, Paredes, Herrera, Draxler, Idrissa Gueye, Rafinha, of course, the brilliant Brazilian Spaniard, Bernat, and Icardi. Those guys get in the team, right? They will win Liga 1. Lille have been stripped of every player. That team will win Liga 1 easily by 15, 20 points. They should. If they don't, like last season, it's an embarrassment. But let me tell you this. I want to be clear. That's their Liga 1 team. That's not PSG's team. Because PSG will have a Champions League team. They will have a European Super League team. And that team will have Sergio Ramos, Verratti, Neymar, Di Maria, Wijnaldum, Donnarumma, Mbappe, Marquinhos, Hakimi. By the way, they're at the same club. Like a lot of people don't realize this. Those human beings are at the same club. The European Super League, folks, has started. I don't mean they need to go and talk about it and Real Madrid. It has started. You've ignited the billionaires. It's happening right in front of you. Man City actually started last season. For those who don't realize, Man City have two teams that can win the English Premier League. Forget about the European Super League. They will win the English Premier League with their second team comfortably. They're better than Chelsea. They're better than Man United. They're better than Liverpool. I don't care what anybody says. The European Super League and billionaires have started the march of death for UEFA. It's already started. And a beautiful thing that Littlefinger says in this monologue. He says, the chaos is not real. Right? As in life, winners know the chaos is never real. Because the chaos is happening all the time. So that's not a factor. It's always chaos. So chaos is not real. Right? But UEFA want you to think that chaos is real. What do they do? Politics and positioning themselves and CD deals with Qatar. Chaos is not real. Chaos is going on all the time. What is real is, Peter Baelish says, the ladder. The ladder is the only thing. The climb is the only thing. The Game of Thrones, when you want to win, is the only thing. That is all that is real. And the ladder is power and money. And now we're starting to see what's going on. PSG and Man City. I'd love to say Chelsea, but I don't know if Chelsea can compete with that financial muscle. The Super League has started and the ladder is being climbed. That is all that is real. The chaos is not real. UEFA are not real anymore. There is nothing they can do because as soon as Platini made that awful deal for all of football, to have the World Cup in Qatar, which hopefully I'm at, by the way, because I will go, I am a hypocrite. But he made that deal, he sold PSG, he sold French football, and now it's too late. And now they've started, and Man City got a head start. The ladder is real. The ladder is money and power. I'm afraid the European Super League, even though you think you've denied it, has started. And there's one other key factor. Once this happens, because Leo Messi is not the first person to do this. There's a young Norwegian boy called Erling Braut Haaland. He started this. When he left Red Bull, in no time, by the way. He left Red Bull after like one season. Dortmund's been 2 seasons. He's still 21. Why is he talking about leaving? But he's telling you it's a new time. The chaos is not real. The ladder is the only thing. Game of Thrones is underway. It is UEFA versus the billionaires. And they are making that mark very, very clear now. Folks, make no mistake. The Super League is underway. You are just in denial if you look at it any other way. That is what Leo Messi's move tells me. It's no longer about romance. There is no more of that. That's the chaos. It's not real. Forget the romance. When 1992, when the English Premier League started, all of the romance left. It left. Don't let UEFA confuse you. Don't let anybody confuse you. And ultimately, the billionaires will win because the players are showing you, I'll go wherever the money is. Leo Messi, by leaving Barcelona, has changed essentially the dynamic of football forevermore. Erling Braut Haaland started it though. Since the Super League's underway, dude. I was thinking about it last night just before I went to bed. I said, I was just looking at the PSG team. I'm like, this is crazy.
It's unbelievable, actually.
Because Donnarumma and Navas, let's just use that position.
Imagine now.
They both will be the first choice keeper. I mean, even at Man City, you could say, all right, I'll take either. Because I love Edison. I think he's... The only keeper I wouldn't take in the world over any other keeper is Manuel Neuer. Because I think there's never been anything like him. Everyone else he starts at.
Yes,
Donnarumma, Navas.
It's crazy. It's actually... It's a nice headache to have if you Poch, eh?
Is it though? Is it though?
But he has to win the league by January. Otherwise, pack your bags and go.
Pack your. Talk to me about them having two teams, because everyone's fear was, what were they going to get, 4 billion for each team?
Yeah.
And everyone's fear was that they're going to separate themselves from their local leagues, that it actually doesn't matter. They focus on Europe. There's no way Leo Messi's playing 20 games in
Nah, he's not. This is a Champions League move straight away. They wanted to make it shake, and there it is.
He's the guy that does he guarantee Champions League?
He should. I mean, that's a monumental signing.
If they don't win, who gets the blame? Neymar or him? It's a tough one, eh? Because now what's Neymar's excuse to not be Ballon d'Or? Because Messi might say, you know what, I'm tired, chief. I'm not.
You drive.
And then what? Well, what's Neymar's excuse now?
Hey.
Because we know it's not an Mbappe thing. Mbappe's never fallen short when you've really asked him. I think also, maybe, you don't want to be this guy, but the Euros showed you, maybe Mbappe is not the guy who wants to drive. Because the World Cup thing, I don't want to go back to it. He wasn't the main driver. And then now what happened at Euros? Maybe Mbappe just wants to be in a team. We know it's not going to be him. He's all football all the time. Is there any extra pressure on Neymar? Because I think there is now.
No, there is. Now he has to deliver. He's got his guy with him. You know, we might see MSN part 2.
MSN part. But how's this team, dude? Well, like, what do you do with Di Maria?
Bro, he has to play deeper. Eh?
Like he did at Madrid when they won the...
Yeah.
What do you do with Idrissa Gueye?
Hey,
because he should be starting at Real Madrid at holding mid.
And under Herrera as well, there's too much, dude.
So, again, two teams. For me, as far as I'm concerned, this is the Super League. The Super League started.
You reckon, eh?
Yeah, because when they have two teams, what they're showing you is we have two different priorities. Like, and Man City started this over the last couple of years. I mean, there was no time in history where you can have Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne in the same team.
Yeah, but guys, football's just gone to another level, guys. It's broken, actually.
It is. Now it's broken.
It's broken.
Now it's broken. Because
it's done.
I never thought the day Roman Abramovich could be out-muscled financially would come in my time. Like, he's out. He can't compete for Leo Messi.
Can't compete with all money, my man.
He can't compete. He can't compile, even with the Premier League income, even with his sort of way of doing business, even with... I mean, Man United can't compete with this.
Yeah,
and they are the machine, right?
And there are people with deeper pockets and shorter hands, so...
You know what I mean?
It's ridiculous. But that wage bill for PSG as well, it's ridiculous. It's scary stuff, actually.
It's mental, eh?
They should score 500 goals this season. They should, honestly.
So, dude, the what's it? Liga what does this do for them?
Earthquake.
Because already, I'm sorry, the league sucked already.
Yeah.
Now what are we... Okay, but I mean, we spoke about it yesterday. Essentially, the TV rights are owned by the guy who owns...
The plug was kicked.
Oh, fix it so that can't happen again, but do that now. So that it can't be kicked again. Let's plug it in so it can't be kicked again now.
Who kicked it?
All right, welcome back. We were talking about PSG. Dude, I'm actually looking forward to seeing what happens with the rest of the leagues, right? Is like, what are Spain going to do about this? Because what this does now is that Real Madrid is no longer the final destination, because it shouldn't happen that Leo Messi, right, in the romantic world, can leave Barcelona for PSG.
Yeah, it's
But now it's broken. Like, now it's not unreasonable for Erling Haaland to end up,
at Bayern probably.
or not even, like, why would he go to Bayern if it's not the most money?
Yeah, true.
Well, like, why couldn't he end up at Marseille if Oman decided to come and buy Marseille, which sounds ridiculous,
You're
right?
making it an OPEC thing now.
No, but I mean, Qatar bought French football.
Well,
The Pandora's
Platini
box.
sold it.
Pandora's box is open now, and there is no stopping it now, because you know what happens is that when Oman comes with the money, and they say we want to buy Marseille, and you say, and then people put up gates and they say, no, but what about the PSG guys? Do you hate Oman? And then now it becomes that political.
No, it's-
Because UEFA, the beauty of this, it's exposing UEFA so badly.
It's the UEFA look like it's chaotic. It's all over the place now for UEFA.
They broke football. Because FIFA, I don't think, has ever been taken seriously. We knew since the 80s and 90s they're corrupt. Okay,
Yeah.
fine. Like, UEFA was always, oh, we care about football. Even the way they try to stop the Super League,
Yeah.
it was like, we're all football all the time. No. Like,
They stopped it because they were going to lose bucket loads of money.
right?
So yeah,
And now you've already let the flies in. So, right, because Qatar are here now. Sheikh Mansour is here now.
serious.
If you couldn't stop that, why would you be able to stop Oman?
Well, let it be.
Because who's next? The Saudis, right?
The Saudis. They've just-
Because, like, it's difficult to explain to people that the OPEC region's a different beast. Right?
Yeah.
There's order there. Everybody knows who the king is. They can all play around, and
when the Saudis say we want to play,
when the Sultan and the King Prince comes from, because what he did, and you don't see this often, when the king himself came to Britain, they thought the Newcastle thing was on. That guy doesn't leave his region
For
ever. He
nonsense.
he doesn't go to America.
Nothing.
He doesn't go to China.
they come here.
When he went and he was in England, I thought, oh my God.
They were going to start something else.
Because once they're in,
It's game over.
if they buy Newcastle,
It's over for UEFA. UEFA
but
must
how
just
do
be
you
defunct.
stop it now?
You can't. You've already started. Like, you can't stop it now.
What's the lady's name? Stavely.
Yeah.
Amanda Stavely, right?
Yeah.
She's not going anywhere. I've been seeing, I don't know if you saw her interviews on Sky Sports.
No,
She's
I
saying
should check them out.
it's undemocratic. What was the vetting process? Because the thing that will put pressure on politicians always, what's the classic saying? Who pays the piper plays the tune, right? Is politicians want money.
That's it. That's the bottom line. Everybody wants it.
They just try and hide it. And now, Stavely, who is clearly the face of what the Saudi crown wants to do, she's now out questioning the Premier League of, how did Newcastle get blocked? How did that move get blocked? Why? Explain it to us. Every single reason they've given, right?
Is
She's going
nonsense.
to point at Man City in the court.
And say, look at those guys.
So is it a humanitarian issue? She goes, oh, okay. Are you pretending to turn a blind eye to the World Cup stadiums and what's happened there with people having no... They're so trapped now.
It's a domino effect. It's a wrap. Like, they didn't police it properly, and now the chickens have come home to roost.
My thought has always been, sell it to billionaires. Like, I want the Saudi
Yeah,
guys.
you've been saying
Just sell it to the billionaires, because that's the game now.
you want it to be like the NFL and all that.
Listen, unfortunately you can't have salary caps because it's across, and Europe is completely, just from my basic understanding, the legislation is you can't tell people to do what to do in the UK and Spain.
Yeah.
So you can't have an American situation. You can't have a salary cap for everyone because the EU and the litigation is just...
The red tape is it's messy.
You know what I mean?
No pun intended.
it is messy. So your thoughts, good, bad for football? Leo Messi, I mean, he's out of here.
Well, only time will tell. We'll have to wait and see. Only time will tell.
Yeah, because you're a massive football fan, dude.
Yeah.
How do you feel? So let's take the money out of it. Like, how do you feel as a football fan? Leo Messi, they're all at PSG now. Like,
It looks wrong for me. Like,
why though? Why?
it's Galacticos all over again. Like, it's
Yeah.
the real Galacticos now. So we'll see if it actually works this time. Let's see if they win the Champions League 3, 4, 5 years in a row.
Do you think less of Leo Messi now?
No, I don't.
Get your money. Welcome back to it, the MKT Show. Yeah, PSG have broken football. That is official. That's a very real thing. Man, it's still like a dream. This Leo Messi guy is out of here. But listen, since they're doing fantasy football, I thought we would set it up and we would do our thing as well, because a huge part of a football fan's life, by the way, is to do this thing called fantasy football. Before I get into it, Senzo, you into fantasy football? You in every year?
Yeah, well, I get in like for the first few weeks and then I get over it. But this year, I hope I'm committed this
What's
season.
The story? Wow.
Injuries, and then you think you have your team perfect, and then yeah.
You know what? It is like being in a relationship. You got to do it. You're all in or you're not in with fantasy.
Yeah,
football.
it's like growing a plant. or having a pet. Like you have to nurture it all the time.
Because I'm all in. Like from today, I'll probably start listening to the Premier League fantasy.
Deal.
So I'm in. And Super Brew, you ever been into it?
Nah.
What's
nah.
the problem here, Brew?
I don't know, Brie.
That's just predicting results.
Oh.
You know what you got to do? A lot of people don't do this because people don't like to sort of be autonomous. You have to set alarms on your phone and reminders. You actually have to add it to your calendar.
Actually, exactly. That's exactly. It's like taking medication, or you know what I mean.
I have the Premier League schedule because I don't know if you know this. On Google Calendar, you can download the Premier League calendar. That's an important thing to have.
Then maybe I'm going to do that.
You got to do that because then it shoots you reminders. I'm on the Premier League app, so it gives me like a 24-hour warning for when there's games on. You got to commit.
You're going to have cold sweat. Premier League.
No, I don't have cold sweats. I've got the alarm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, people have cold sweats, don't have an alarm, and aren't committed to actually what's going on there. Yeah, I'm saying, my man.
I'm going to feel like a manager fighting relegation. So, all right, let's
Steve
go.
Bruce. Feeling like Steve Bruce.
Let's go.
Because I'm not saying there will be a prize. There may or may not be a prize. That's the best I can do for people.
That is the great conundrum.
There may or may not be a prize. I don't know. Last time I said there was a prize.
And you let the people down.
No. I had to pay the guy cash. Cash is the best.
Cash is king.
Speaking of which, have we had this conversation before in terms of gifts, right? So I'm not into gifts. Don't give me gifts. I'm old. I already have the things that I want.
You just want the money. The money.
Because here's my thing. I already know what I want. I'm 35 now. So I don't need anyone. You know what my nightmare is when people think they know a part of me that's special to them. Don't worry about that. If I really, that little special thing that you think that I want, give me the money. Because if I want, let's say, the football shirt, I'll go and buy the football shirt. If not, though, you've given me the flex to go and spend the money on new running shoes. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
I hate how people put me in a prison then. Because you know what kind of person I am? I like to be able to say, I don't like this gift. Keep it. But you now get like...
You've offended somebody now.
Can you do that?
I just take it.
Is it?
You have to. Person went out of their way and all that, so you might as well just take it.
But what do I do now? I have a possession that I hate. What do I do now? Where must I put it?
Let it gather dust then.
See, I'm not that person. I went to somebody's house last week. Oh my God, you don't know what you've just started now. I went to somebody's house and they're a hoarder.
Oh God.
But for me, at my house, like if you come to my house, you probably think I live in a psych ward, right? If something's not functional in my house, I throw it away. Whatever it is, I don't care that it's new. If it's new and I'm not using it and it's just sitting for space, gathering dust, got to go, mate. I don't do stuff hanging around, you know? That's how I like to live. But this person's a hoarder and I'm not into it, Chief.
Must have drove you crazy. Eh?
Mental. Like I had to go and calm myself down outside. I'm like,
Woosa.
Does this person not love themselves? Like who lives like this? Hey, you want to get me going? There are two things that I cannot stand in life. Lateness, right? Number one. But number two is messy people. Like I don't care how good you think you are as a person, and you may be a good person. Once I see that you're a messy person,
that's it.
What it does, it creates a line to how close we can ever be.
A barrier,
yeah. Because I'm not. I don't need that. Because if you're messy in your personal space, generally your life's a mess. I have to be honest. The people that I know that my mom always used to say to me when I was younger, when I didn't want to tidy my room, people who are happy to live in a mess are telling you what they think of themselves.
Yeah.
So I mean, I ain't college.
And you know, black mothers.
Yeah. But back then you could actually smack your kids, you know.
Yeah. Now we live in a PC world.
No, I'd be able to report my mother to.
Imagine childline.
I don't think it's like old man to do that, you know. Like people say, oh, okay, boomer. Like
boomer.
No, my mom. Like if there's an issue and I'm not.
That means you could go to the army.
You think so? Yeah, like if there's a problem, you get smacked. Like there's no abuse happening there. It's not like my mom's waking up 6:15 and smacking me every day. It's that children need direction, Chief.
Absolutely. Imagine running amok, but yeah.
Yeah, all right. So fantasy this year, I mean, I just wanted to talk about, and by the way, we can have the graphic up again, just so people can see. So you can join, all of it is what? The MKT Show EPL, right? The Super Brew, for those listening on the podcast, Super Brew password is Jaws Drug, exactly like that. And a lot, like the guy said, oh, wow, cool thing, Jaws Drug. Like, no, I didn't pick that. That's what Super Brew gave me. So it's Jaws Drug, JAWSDRUG. That is the password for Super Brew if you want to join. Otherwise, you can just search the MKT Show EPL, right? That's on Super Brew. On Fantasy, the password is, again, you can just search the MKT Show EPL, or you can search, the code is 5Y0RI9, and you're in. That is the password there. So that's 5Y0RI9, and see on. Yeah, I'm saying, my man.
That's it.
So this is why I think a lot of people don't understand why, as a bachelor, when I say the Premier League started, see you guys in May.
Don't bother me.
There's a whole ecosystem. I'm not just talking about waking up, wiping the sleep out of my eyes on a Saturday and watching football, chief. There's a whole thing happening here. I start fantasy around, let's say it's just weekend fixtures. Around Wednesday, I start listening to podcasts. Thursday, I'm
really
refining
into
my
it,
team. Friday morning, kind of finalize the team.
Yeah.
Saturday morning, I'm checking for injuries. And then it gets blocked from around 11 Central African time. So, see on from there.
You're in it to win it.
Where am I supposed to find time to go meet Senzo to hear about his problems?
But you've made it clear, so nobody can be angry with you. So.
Yeah, what I'm saying, my man.
Yeah, exactly. So you've made it clear. So, injalo. It's like that.
See, you're a reasonable guy.
Oh.
You're a reasonable human.
You've let me know.
But now tell me this. For you, are you like... Because some people only watch their team, right? And for me, it's not because it's my job. I just love football. I love sport. I love the Springboks. I love rugby. Love cricket. I mean, cricket's probably above rugby for me. But I don't watch anything if it's not Test cricket, and they don't play Test cricket anymore. So they've done me a favor. I don't watch cricket anymore, right? I'll catch
More
up.
time for football.
I love football. Like, I don't like football. I love football, in particular the Premier
fanatic.
League. Beyond.
That's what they call
Beyond.
it.
I think fanatic is probably what you are about your own team. Is like my week is structured around football. Like, when's the football on? And my very close mates know is, number one, I'm not coming to your birthday if it's Chelsea. Like, no, I'm serious. Yeah. They know very well. And you know some of my close friends. They know very well. If Chelsea are on, I'm coming late to your birthday. Or if it's like a 6 o'clock kickoff.
There it is.
Especially with lockdown now.
One must die.
You know what I mean?
No pun intended.
No, chief. So, that's the level of obsession for me. Are you more into watching just United, or are you into the whole Premier League?
Most of it, but like Brentford and like the smaller young teams, I only watch them when it's close to squeaky bum time, relegation battle.
Why did you say Brentford and Smolanyana, knowing very well that they're playing Arsenal this week? Was that...
No, it wasn't intentional. So
I think
it's autonomous, bro.
It's a little bit of a shot at Arsenal. You know very well that the opening game is Brentford-Arsenal.
I'm not going to watch it. Well, maybe I might. We'll see.
Are you the type of person to not put like Man City players in and Liverpool players in?
No.
Okay, so you're quite good with that.
No. I'd say if you get points, hey, De Bruyne, he's going in my team.
He's the guy, hey?
Yeah.
You know what it is? I know people who, like, I know a Liverpool fan. He'll never have like Richarlison in. He won't have. You know what I mean?
He's not serious.
He's not serious about the game, eh?
He doesn't want to win.
Yeah. No, guys, this is real life. Fantasy football is so important. By the way, what I'll try and do, I'll have to figure it out, I guess. I should be more professional. Maybe should have known, because it's the same time every year. The Premier League got announced about 2 months ago when they're going to play. I'll try and get 2 prizes. One for Super Brew and one for Fantasy. Well, what would be a good prize? Like, if you weren't obviously the star of the show, Senzo, what would you want as a prize? Like, you're a lad, you're out there, hey?
I actually don't know. I haven't given it much. Let me get back to you tomorrow.
What? I already know what I'd want as a prize.
What would you want?
I would want a weekend away, like in Cape Town or something like that.
But you see, it's your show, that's why.
No, well, I can't win the prize.
No, I'm saying, but it's your show. You can give away whatever you want.
So wait, if I had all the money in the world and I came to you right now and I said, can I give you something for 3 days? You'd have no clue what you want.
Tickets to Old Trafford.
Right now, there's no games. It's quarantine.
But you asked me though.
So you want tickets to Old Trafford right now?
But aren't fans back in?
Yeah. So you're saying for the opener, or would you say, no, give me the Liverpool game at Old Trafford?
Yeah.
What's the... good point. What's the big game for you?
Liverpool, Old Trafford.
Bigger than Man City. Who's that?
Man City. Forget about
It's not a game, eh?
Liverpool and us. That's the game.
Northwest. Even now. Are Liverpool better than you right now?
No.
They won the league,
That's,
Champions League.
no.
When was the last time you were close?
We came second last season.
Is it still a big game?
Yeah.
Still a big game, eh? I don't know. The Northwest Derby doesn't feel like it used to, Chief.
Okay, that's your opinion.
All right. Well, we'll see. You've got Varane now. Have Liverpool done any business?
Not that I know.
Who's the centre back they bought for all the money in the world?
Don't know.
Konate. Konate. Hey, that's the guy. Because Upamecano's gone to Munchen.
Hey, that's another juggernaut there.
Munchen, eh?
Yes. And they want Haaland.
Yeah. Let's talk about that quickly because while we're at it, I mean, fantasy football. Have you ever played Bundesliga fantasy football?
No, I play Champions League fantasy football.
So you got to put Haaland in. No matter where he is, he's going to bang. I mean, he's the guy right now.
Yeah,
19 and 19.
He's doing it.
Erling Haaland goes to Munchen. Where does that take them? Because they lost semis, quarterfinal last year. Whatever they did last year.
Yeah.
Erling Haaland there. But wait, although it's the beginning of the Super League, him and Lewandowski. Haaland,
200 goals between them.
No, they're not starting together. No way. There's no way.
It's Lewandowski's house.
Haaland can be group stages, the league.
When it's the business end,
you bring
get Lewandowski.
You bring the big Polish monster. You say, all right, Chief, here's what we're going to do. Every 2 weeks, you play Bundesliga. Or what do you feel like, Bundesliga? Let's see your fresh legs. Maybe every 3 weeks. Because he's fit. He's not on that Willian thing where he's pitching up out here looking like he's in the third trimester. You know what I mean? Out here on that Eden Hazard who still plays for Real Madrid, by the way.
Imagine. He's not serious.
Yes, yes. Sorry, I have to... I've just had a moment right now.
He's not serious.
Eden Hazard still plays for Real Madrid, guys.
The money, it's nice. The money's nice.
That guy. Anyway, so for me, they get Haaland. They go to the next level because what are we talking about there? Lewandowski, him, Goretzka, Sane,
Coman.
Gnabry.
She was...
that's as good as PSG. I mean, I love Leo Messi, but right now the guy's Lewandowski.
It's a machine that keeps on going, And they go quietly, Brian.
Do you know who the best guy, the next guy is actually?
Who?
Joshua Kimmich.
Oh, that guy's elite.
Nobody talks about
That guy's the man. Him and Goretzka. They do it, Chief.
Kimmich can play right back, box to box
centre-mid,
mid. And
8. He's nice. He's nice.
But he's got that thing of Tony Kroos touch and then that Philipp Lahm physicality with that Goretzka, that Bayern Munich body. I don't know what's going on there, Jim.
Let's ask Karl-Heinz Rummenigge.
Well, because the guys go to Germany and they're on that
they're about it.
Blue Bulls
Bavaria.
Is it the beer? You've been to Oktoberfest?
No, not yet.
That's before you get married. Every human in the world. Oktoberfest, and I don't mean the one in Pretoria, because a lot of, you know how South African people think, oh, I've got German friends. When they get here, we're going to take them to Pretoria. They're probably terribly bored. You got to do a full week.
Hey, and Bayern might make an appearance. Bayern, they get that day where they just go.
Not might. The Lederhausen's out. I mean, I always used to see the Bayern Munich guys. I've been twice. Both years. There's Sally Hamajic and the boys. They're out there.
Mia San Mia.
Oh, let's go. Mia San Mia. And Lederhausen, by the way. I don't know if you saw. Because you know how Catalan Pep is, right? He's full on with the yellow ribbon. And even here, they said...
Chief, this is our house.
Lederhausen. And there's no way Pep Guardiola wants to be wearing
Obviously not.
Lederhausen. So
I probably made it look cool.
He did. I can't remember if he pulled it off or not. It's a tough time for me to remember. But Goretzka, Kimmich is the guy.
He is.
I'm telling everyone now, Goretzka is obviously just a monster. Because I think he's just waiting for Thomas Müller, who's my favorite player of all time, by the way, in Munchen. I've got every single shirt of his, I think, from the last 10 seasons. They're just waiting for him to say, okay, now, Tommy, Sakren. Because Goretzka's, you saw in the Euros as well.
He's about it.
And he was injured.
When he starts to play.
And then you got Kimmich. So what will they do there? Who's in the midfield for Munchen? Maybe that's where I worry, because they've just lost...
Kimmich, Goretzka.
Yeah. Müller.
Yeah.
Who's in the middle there? See, it's a bit worrying there.
Yeah. But they'll work it out, though.
Because Alaba just left. Is that a big loss?
It is, but they'll plug him.
They got the new kids. Yeah, it's an unstoppable machine, and it's what happens when there's systems in place, right? Yeah, I'm looking forward
German engineering.
Vorsprung, they tell you. Hey?
Yep.
And quickly to finish off on that, for those who haven't been to Bavaria, I'm super fortunate to have been there a couple of times. I don't know if people know this, but they don't really see themselves as Germans. They say Germans, it's Bavaria first, and everyone else. They're like, I think a lot of people also don't know the divide in Germany. Like, it's a super rural country, actually.
Yeah.
Not rural like South African stuff, but it's all small villages, actually.
Yeah.
It's like there's the port city sort of up north, right? And then you come sort of to Bavaria, and then down south, the people in Stuttgart, nobody wants to know them, actually. Like, if Germany could just cut off Stuttgart, they would. Because people in Stuttgart, it's just...
Hey, they make Porsche though.
So it's the home of engineering, right? So a little bit of mining, but mostly, I mean, you can actually there's a panoramic from where. So my father used to live in Stuttgart, and there was a panoramic there. You can see what was then. I don't know if it's still Opel now. You can see Porsche. You can see
Mercedes-Benz.
What's the other big sports car? You can see them. BMW. All of the big offices are down there. I don't know if it's HQs, but you could see all of the big logos down there. So they're just a weird bunch of like mechanical and chemical engineers down there.
They just think of driving fast.
And the Black Forest, right? So down south, there's something called the Black Forest.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. And the Germans do not like... Nobody likes people from Stuttgart. To them, it's just that they're the Finland of Germany.
The forgotten country.
Yeah, or it's like we're forced to... You know, it's like,
let these guys
it's like the drunk uncle at a...
The drunkle.
Yeah, you know, old drunk uncle at the wedding. Nobody can say no. Nobody wants him there. But what do? He's a part of the mix.
His family.
Yeah, what I'm saying, my man. So they're kind of forced. Munchen. Hey, are they going to get Holland?
I will have to wait and see.
If they get Holland, your thoughts? Champions League.
Yeah, them and PSG in the final.
What about you guys? I thought you support United. Like, United are also, like, as much as people are giving them hate, is Bruno can't have the same season as last season. There's no way.
We'll see.
I refuse to accept he'll do 20 and 15.
We'll see. I think he can. Can go again.
Pogba?
Pogba's going to elevate, I think.
Is he going to play?
Hey.
Because we had an interesting question on Twitter. Somebody said, what do you do about the midfield? Because Donny van der Beek now has to play this season.
Yeah.
What do you do about Pogba now? Because you're not leaving Bruno out. Or your thoughts?
Nah, well, I don't know, But, no, Donny will get more minutes. But Pogba has to do something. Otherwise, you slow roast him.
Give me the formation, because I'm struggling to kind of see how that's going to work. All right, so you've got the back four.
Shaw. Maguire. Varane.
Starting. So we're doing this for Saturday. Who are you playing on Saturday?
Leeds.
Okay. Oh, big one.
Yeah.
That's a great way to start the season.
It's hectic.
It's been, 11 years? When was the last time that happened in the league? How long have Leeds been relegated?
Well, it happened last season, but there were no fans.
Oh, yes, yeah. So Shaw, Maguire, Varane. Okay, right back.
Wan-Bissaka.
Any concerns about him? The fact that he couldn't cross a rope?
I'll pay him to defend.
Okay, cool. Right, now here's where it gets interesting. Take me into the midfield.
Okay.
Because what formation are you playing?
McFred.
Okay. Both of them, huh?
Yeah.
Fred. Okay, cool.
Pogba.
Okay, it doesn't matter where he is. Pogba.
Bruno.
And
then I'll throw Sancho in.
Sancho on the right.
So how many do I have there now?
So now you've got 4, and you've you've got your keeper. Who's the keeper, by the way? You've got a dilemma there.
I'll throw Henderson in.
Hold on. Stop the phone. What you just said there is incredible. What do you do with De Gea? Because now Donnarumma's taken away. Who else can afford him?
We'll go with Henderson.
De Gea sat on the bench.
Yeah.
Cups.
Well, we'll see how it goes. Let's see how Henderson goes first game.
Wow. Okay, so Henderson, and then you've got 4 at the back, 4 in the midfield. That means you've got one more space. 4-4-2. Are you playing 4-4-2?
Yeah, I'll play 4-4-2.
Okay, let's hear it. Who's up front?
Cavani. Give it to him.
So no width on the left. Luke Shaw's got that thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the? Let's say it how it is. Luke Shaw's a BBW out there, huh?
You leave Luke Shaw alone.
BBW left back. Him and Reece James.
You leave Luke Shaw alone.
What are the streets saying? They're thick. Is it the season of thick wing backs? Luke Shaw out
You're
here.
silly.
I was size 36.
You're silly.
Okay, right. I want off.
You're silly.
How's Luke Shaw that quick with that?
It's what he drinks, my man.
The Hilux at left back. All right. Luke Shaw, BBW left back. Is he, isn't he? You can tell us at Cliff C Sport. This is, of course, the MKT Show, folks. Remember the podcast available, the MKT Show, Spotify, cliffcentral.com, the Cliff Central app, or wherever you get your podcast. We've got plenty more coming up. Harry Kane, is he trapped? What's going on with Harry? And we'll do a little bit of social media coming up after this. Great graphic there, by the way. You got to say that graphic clean. The kids are saying clean. By the way. Clean. Hey, it's clean, folks.
Flawless.
Mate. Hey, that graphic. Shout out to Aaron, by the way, who does our graphics. That graphic is
100, as they say.
That's what the kids are saying. So, fantasy football, I cannot wait, bro. I've had 2 shocking years in a row. The time I was kind of the king was when Sergio Aguero scored 5 goals in that league, in that game, and I captained him. I triple captained him that week.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I had a monster week.
Laughing all the way
to the bank. Let's go. Sergio Aguero, victory. I was unstoppable, but that was just 1 year. But this is my year, you know? I kind of feel like...
You sound like a Liverpool fan.
I was going to say Man United fan, but that's fine. I mean, same WhatsApp group. This is our year. This is our... Senzo, you in denial. Let's quickly do this, because we're going to get social media. Don't be in denial. Fergie left in 2013. You can't still be thinking you that United.
That's fine.
No one's scared of you anymore, Chief. This is what you know what you are. You you remember when BlackBerry thought, we're not going to change the phone. We basically just going to trick people and charge them an extra $2,000 on the new phone. You remember when BlackBerry did that?
Yeah.
They kept doing it. I said, I got a new BlackBerry. Okay, cool. What's the difference? Oh, bro, I got a new BlackBerry. Okay, what's the difference?
What does it do?
Bro, I got a new BlackBerry. BBM was the only thing.
Don't worry about us. I keep saying, don't worry. So on.
But you've been saying don't worry about us for 8 years now, Chief.
Don't worry about us.
Starting now. This time around.
You're trying to bait me, but okay.
What do you mean I'm trying to bait you?
No, it's fine. Continue.
So you... Man United. Okay, they're saying history. That's what they're saying. All right, Senzo. Something that'll kind of trigger you a little bit less. Social media. What you got for me, pal?
Well, the first thing I have is Russell Westbrook was introduced as an LA Laker.
What number did he get?
I think it's 0-0. I didn't really see the press conference, but I just saw the tweets.
That means because that's Kuzma's number.
Kuzma's gone.
He's out. Where's he?
They put him. He's part of the trade to Washington, I think.
That's sad, because he was starting to play well. But this is what happens when, and young people, it's tough, dude. Everyone wants to express themselves. If you work in a corporate, because that's what sport is now. Mm-hmm. It's corporate, right? There's probably 6 or 7 players in the NBA that can dictate to the corporates. Yeah. In fact, in any industry, right? In our country, there's probably 4 or 5. There's probably only really one sportscaster who could dictate to everyone. His name's Robert Marawa. Everyone else will take whatever job they get.
Sure.
Like, there is a different echelon
levels, yeah.
of what you're doing. Rob Marawa is still the king in Africa, really. He could go anywhere. We know he's just had his situation. I'm a big fan. Obviously, Hilton guy. I mean, no big deal. Probably the 2 best sports presenters in Africa, both from Hilton, none from St. David's. But
Okay.
okay, I'm just saying. True
All
or
right.
not? True or not? Ah,
Remains to be seen.
All of a sudden he's shy. But I think this is what Kuzma needs to learn is, you know who's learning it in football? And it's tough to say it because it sounds like I'm picking him. It's Paul Pogba. Is that unless you Maradona, Chief, that personality type at some stage comes at a cost.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm not saying he's a bad person, but that outward nature in a corporate world will only tolerate you so long. If he was churning out 20 goals and 15 assists a season, at Man United, they might even do his social media for him.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas now, it's like, it gives the feeling like you care about social media at least as much as football, because you're always injured. That's the real problem. And then also when you're playing, now we've seen what Bruno did in his first season. How come you didn't do that and we paid almost twice the money for you that we did for... You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas if he was more sort of Roy Keane-ish, people tend to give you more time when you're that.
Yeah.
I think Kuzma has just learned that lesson. It's like, if you're going to be about that life, you better be the 30 and 10 guy.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah.
Because think about it this way. AD, what do we know about him now? What's like when you think AD, what do you actually think of?
He's good, but he's always injured.
Thank you. But what are the Lakers saying? You've heard no talk. He's a bad man.
Yeah.
He's a bad man. Why? Because he's quiet. He's got that thing. He lets Rich Paul take care of that. He's quiet. It was too late. Now, if you're out here like Kuzma, the hairstyles, you want to be with Lonzo Ball rapping. I don't know if you remember that whole thing. That's a whole scene. Don't see LeBron doing that. Don't see LeBron doing movies and uninterrupted at the same time as living that basketball life and think that's you.
Yeah, exactly. Stay in your lane, bro.
Well, you know the saying from Animal Farm. We are all equal. How does the rest of that go?
But some men are more equal than others.
So Kuzma, big lesson, pal.
That's why he finds himself in DC and not at the Lakers. It's Hollywood, my man. It's tough at the Lakers.
It's real. LeBron said, I'd rather have Carmelo Anthony, who's going to offer me nothing actually, rather than you.
Exactly.
What does that tell you? It's a different echelon. So that's sad for that kid, man. Russell Westbrook, unveiled, huh?
Yeah, he's a Laker.
How do you feel? I know you love LeBron.
Look, he's good for us, but it looks weird. But we'll see how it goes.
I'm all out, by the way. I just want to tell you from the beginning, I love LeBron James. LeBron James is one of my top 3, and let's say top 4 guys, probably all time. He's on my Mount Rushmore. But it's over. It's over. LeBron, okay, let's go make movies now, Chief.
We'll see.
Because I see myself as a part of the team, by the way. It's Rich Paul.
You're part of the guys. Maverick.
No, me and LeBron, he knows very well. I'm Shannon Sharp. Me and Shannon Sharp are
Clubroni.
what you might call non-executive executives. You know what I mean? Those guys, Rich Paul, they're the executives.
About Maverick Carter and all those guys.
I'm non-executive. LeBron knows very well.
All right.
See on. Me and uninterrupted. See on.
Right.
So, but LeBron, it's over now. It's cool. We're gonna make movies anyway. We're done with this thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Move on. What else we got, Pop?
Well, in Dallas, staying with the NBA,
Okay.
Luka Doncic signed a Supermax rookie extension.
Yeah, where? Baby Bird.
$207 million over 5 years.
That number is astronomical.
That's, they believe,
200. Say that again.
$207 million over 5 years.
So that's $40 million a year. We haven't even talked about his sneaker deal yet. Because he about to be that guy. And he's, what, 22? 21?
21.
He's the next face of the league.
He's too good.
He's so good.
He's dangerous.
And again, well, your thoughts on him? Yeah, like...
He's dangerous, bro. What he does, like in playoffs and stuff like that, if they put the right pieces around him, watch Dallas.
And he's got that kind of owner as well who will...
Yeah, Mark Cuban's crazy.
And Mark Cuban's not playing. If somebody becomes available, and dude, Dallas is one of the greatest areas in the world to go to. Like, Texas is...
Everything's big in Texas.
It is a phenomenal... Listen, Austin, Texas is still, to this day, I remember going as a child before they had the oil boom, right? My father worked in that biz. Austin, Texas is one of the most amazing places. People want to live in Dallas, dude. You next to the Cowboys, you got Jerry.
Jerry Jones.
Hey.
Jumbotron.
Jerry, right? You got Jerry World, you got Dallas, that market.
Yeah.
And basketball's coming because Cuban's trying, right?
Yeah.
Dude, shout out to this kid, 21. Zion, unfortunately, I just don't think he has the natural personality. He's got the look, but he's trapped.
Yeah.
Who the hell cares about New Orleans? Nobody. It matters where you are in life, dude. Shout out, dude. $207 million.
Over 5 years, my man.
What's his next deal going to be? He's going to get 4 max contracts.
Yeah, well, he's Luka Doncic. He's a unicorn, dog.
And he's already been 2-time All-NBA. Like, it's not like nobody can begrudge him his money.
Nah, he's the real deal.
He's a bad man.
He's
He's
the real
21, Slovenian. By
Baby
the way,
bird.
Ljubljana today probably just celebrating.
Yeah.
He deserves all of it. Yeah. Shout out. Deserves everything.
Yeah.
What else you got?
Well, I've got Messi arriving in Paris. And that T-shirt tells you everything.
Leo Messi arrives in Paris, huh?
Yes, it was great. It was pandemonium at the airport. I don't know if you saw it. Pandemonium.
I didn't see it.
He wore a T-shirt translated says, "Here's Paris."
Was Macron there?
No, I doubt it.
Disrespectful.
You think so?
Disrespectful. My man, I'm bringing, what would you say, €1 billion in revenue every year? Argentina, think of all the TV
On my
money.
own GDP.
I'm bringing things to your country. Just a handshake. That's all. I mean, Leo Messi doesn't seem like that dude.
Yeah, it does low maintenance.
If it was me, I expect Macron at the airport.
With the fireworks, Eiffel Tower. They should have unveiled him at the Eiffel Tower.
It's the right thing to do. Listen, Champs-Élysées this week, right? Throughout this week, should be all Leo Messi, not even this week. When does the Liga 1 started last week?
Yes.
The Champs-Élysées, including the Arch, including the Eiffel Tower, as you say. Leo Messi. I don't want to see France flags. I don't want to see no PSG. I don't want to see none of that
You want to
nonsense.
see El Puga?
Dude, it's difficult to explain to people in the moment. Leo Messi shifts the temperature of wherever he goes. There are very. You ever been at a braai or a barbecue or whatever, and like a person, male or female, who is a model for a living walks in, everyone's uncomfortable. The temperature changes.
Time stands still. Eh?
If it's a guy, guys want to be him and hate him, and if it's a lady, they what do you think of me, right? And roles reversed. Leo Messi's that guy.
It's done.
There's
Hurricane Messi.
There's two
It's
people.
about to be Messi.
It's gonna get Messi in
El
front.
Puga. He's there.
The little one.
The flea.
He's real, dude. And he changes the temperature
He's polarizing, man.
of global football,
He's polarizing.
right? It is. There's only one other guy, and I still think he should try and get out of Juventus, who currently, right? Because again, I want to go back to the United thing. Look how hard Adidas and Man United tried to put Pogba as the face of football, but the market said no. Like Cristiano Ronaldo popped over to Juventus once. Look at Juventus. I was looking at Juventus's revenue from last year. No, there's no extra stuff I'm doing. I'm just doing Ronaldo.
I'm
things.
Ronaldo.
Leo Messi has popped over now. You know what? As with anything in life, you won't feel it at the moment. Give it 2 months and see what the temperature. Watch in our country.
Global warming.
No, Supersport now will have Liga. It's non-negotiable. There's no way you can't buy
Obviously.
it. At least the PSG game.
Obviously.
He changes the temp. Macron, show some respect. Listen, I said to you yesterday, Leo Messi is the biggest move in the history of entertainment. Hear me correctly.
Yeah.
Not in the history of sport. He is the biggest move.
In the history of
You
entertainment.
made a great example yesterday. Is imagine Paul McCartney at his peak, leaving and joining the Rolling Stones. It doesn't happen. Leo Messi is still by the way, people saying Leo Messi was terrible last season. He's the Pichichi winner.
Guys, leave that guy alone. He's on his own. Leave that guy alone.
The guy, a different human being. So, see, I'm not happy about it, but get your... Hey, the wages, by the way. Have we spoken about the fact that he's on €1 million a week?
It's 650k pounds.
So it's €1 million a week.
Jeez. That sounds ridiculous to say.
Can I tell you something? This always sounds sick to people. He's underpaid. The reality of Leo Messi... Listen, if you don't believe me, Leo Messi, 6% of La Liga's income on his
It's him. It's him.
At €1 million a week, he's grossly underpaid. People, don't compare it to yourself. Because you're working in marketing at your cousin's startup. No, most of us are doing that. Let's be honest out here. Most of us are working, you know what I'm saying? He is grossly underpaid for what he represents.
What he brings to the table.
value.
It's ridiculous.
At €1 million, he's one of the most underpaid human beings on this planet. Deserves every single penny. And there are lots of people where I go, come on now. David De Gea, you should be the highest paid player at Man United. Right? That shouldn't be happening. Leo Messi, you deserve every penny. All right, shout out, man. Players getting their money. What else you got, Pop?
Well, this is not sports related, but it says the Pentagon will require members of the U.S. military to get COVID vaccine by September 15.
So the Pentagon have said every single member of the U.S. military must be vaccinated.
Must be vaxxed by September 15.
And has there? No, but soldiers don't. They know their place, right? There's hierarchy. Has there been anything from the vets? Anything from older people?
I didn't go into depth with it, but like, yeah, America just said this is happening. You like it or not? That's it.
You know what? I think we live in a time, and listen, I'm in the opinion space. The only way I get paid is if I have an opinion. It's like, not every opinion should matter.
Absolutely.
And in places that work, so I don't think, like South Africa doesn't work as a country. I don't care what people say. But in places that work, not everyone's opinion matters. And the US military, I believe, spends 1.2 trillion every year on the army.
Imagine.
So in a place like that, they don't care what you think.
Absolutely.
It's kind of what I like places like Oxford and
Because you know where you stand.
and the company we have. Like for me, I always like to, people always say most people live like this. Yes, but I strive to be in the 10% because all of life, 90% of people, life, companies are rubbish. They're trash. I always say to people, I don't want everyone around me. I want the best. I strive in everything I do to be in the 10%. In whatever sense, right?
Yeah.
Whether I get there or not is a separate question.
Yeah. Well,
I love this. I love it. Like I'm so tired of hearing from everyone on Twitter about what should happen. Because I like rules. My father's a man of. So shall I tell you something beautiful my dad used to say? And I don't know if your parents were like this, but my dad is he's a chemical engineer, right? So they're very weird people. They're not normal, right? Because only the rules matter to them. And he was made for that before even going there. My dad used to say in his house he doesn't like lots of rules. It's never been my dad's thing. My dad always says less rules, high quality rules, but less rules. Because you know why? If you have too many rules, you know what the problem is? He always used to say to me. Because I always used to ask him. And he says, no, if you have too many rules, you have to stick to them.
true.
So it's hard to stick to 20 rules.
Yeah.
So my dad, honestly, in the house, there was always 5 or 6 rules, morality, this and that. My dad's super down the middle. Not too many rules. Because too many rules you got to stick to. I love that. I love what they say. But you have a clear choice. You vaccine, stay. Don't vaccine,
You're out of here.
enjoy Alabama.
Enjoy Alabama.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So your
We're
thoughts?
not in Kansas anymore.
Yeah.
Nah, but it's the army, man. Like, it's the army. Can't be mucking about at the army. So, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to hear from some guy. I don't want to hear from me, some talking head, about vaccines anymore. Like, if that's what America's army's saying, go straight ahead. And quite frankly, anyone in the army who... Because now it becomes about people's religion and
all
people's, the big pharma. Get out then. If you want to have your opinion, please do on Twitter. But do that at home. We're not paying you taxpayers' money to give us your opinion. We pay you to be in the army. You want to be here or not? And I try and organize my personal life like that. So
Crystal clear.
I love it. America. What else you got, Pop?
Well, Rafael Varane was at United's training ground for the first time yesterday. So, yeah.
You okay? Tell us your feelings, Chief. This one's not about me. Rafael Varane, he's in town.
I'm like Borat. I'm excited. I'm excited.
Are you feeling it? So he's your guy, eh?
And I think the unveiling is happening today. So, yeah, we're in it.
Rafael Varane. Maguire. Okay, so let me put you in a situation.
Yeah.
What happens if Maguire is now exposed as the problem? Because I can only imagine as the wages he's on. So I'm not saying you will, because I think Maguire has shown that he's at least serviceable. I'm not sold, but okay. It seems people think he's the next Gary Pallister, right? Is that what happens now if Varane comes and he shows things up and you still come third or fourth? Do you now have to start asking questions? Bloody hell. Because all of us fans are going, Maguire, what a waste.
Oh, yeah, well, we'll have to answer that question if it happens. But
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen.
But you're excited, eh?
I'm excited.
Excited to what level? Challenge for the... I mean, we've got
Challenge
our
for
bet.
the league, yeah.
You think this shores things up?
Yeah.
Challenge for the league.
And do decently in the cups.
Okay, but here's the thing about people. People always tell me what they want. So for me, you know what I always like to tell people?
What?
What I don't want. Because people aren't very good at telling people what they don't want. Have you ever noticed that with people? So I don't know if I'm right, but I just, from my life, I always like to ask people, it's so easy to know what you want. I want sugar. I'm a guinya. You know, it's okay, chief. Okay, we know you like nice things that make you happy. What don't you want? That's how I tell that somebody's thought about it. Talking about Eric Bailly and Lindelof. See, I feel because we've only got 3 days till the league starts.
Eric Bailly must stopping a sick note. And Lindelof must just watch what Varane does and do what he does. Watch.
And you know who's living the dream? The best job in the world right now is to be Phil Jones. Because you can't actually sell him. His wages are astronomical. And he's English. So you need the homegrown thing, because it looks like you're also trying to be Harlem Globetrotters there.
Slow roast, bro.
Slow roast, ne? League Cup,
If that.
Fergie Invitational, FA Cup, when you play small teams like Arsenal.
You know what I mean?
That type of thing, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that is something else. Manchester United will have Raphael Varane. Can I give you my take?
Tell me.
Lindelof's not good enough to be in a top 4 club. He's just not. Like, you know, you got to have that thing. Like, think about the top 4 teams. Like, you're looking at Gomez and Virgil van Dijk, right? One I like Gomez, maybe a little injury prone, but Virgil's got that thing.
Yeah. Rolls Royce.
Like, that's what you want. Even Matip, even though a bit of a sick note, he's got that thing. So that's probably the 4th best defense in the league. Chelsea. Rudiger's got that thing. I don't know what it is, but he's got that thing, right? Thiago Silva, I'm not going to say anymore.
Christensen.
That thing.
Yeah.
Now I go, okay, would Lindelof get into any of those? I don't know if Lindelof gets into Chelsea's second team.
But he's been given enough chance, so you must just watch what Varane does.
But if you're Lindelof, he's the type of guy who probably wants to play, dude. Is it worth going to Aston Villa?
We'll see. We can go to Spurs. Spurs don't have any defenders.
Okay, it's not that big. What do you young kids say? He ain't that much in the mud, play. Is he in the mud like that?
Nah, no, he's fine. He'll be fine.
Oh, so you reckon keep him rotation and Jones as the kind of backup for backup? Because Matic can play centre back as well. We've kind of seen
McFred.
that. Yeah, McFred.
McTominay. Sorry, not McFred.
No, but McFred, you just play. Yeah, McTominay can play in there. He's a good player, McTominay.
Yeah, he's reliable. Very reliable.
He's probably what United need right now. A United kid with that kind of, and he's also got. See, he's got that thing. Tom McTominay, or what's it?
Scott
McTominay has that thing. I don't know what it is. Is it that Scottish vibe? But he does. He's that guy who.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw him even in the Europa League. Some of his, not just the performances, but when he gets stuck into a tackle and guys are getting in his face, he's not doing the.
But he's also a big boy. He's a big lad.
But there's lots of big, like Lukaku's soft. You know what I mean? Lukaku doesn't have that thing. I don't know, which is why I don't understand. Like, Lukaku's soft and he's coming out in the media and saying he should be included in the top echelon. You got to have that thing, Chief, of I'm here and you're lucky to be around me.
Yeah.
Like, McTominay feels like the type of United player. You remember when United were doing their thing? Like, when we think of Man United, like Eric Cantona wasn't that guy of looking around to see what people think. He goes, no, Chief,
this is me.
I'm popping the collar and I know Fergie hates that. But I'm here and I'm going to lob the keeper at Man United. Because you better bet, everything I've seen about Fergie, he misses that famous lob. What do you think is happening at full time with Fergie? When he probably had an easy pass to who's in there sharing him. Or
he's probably telling him, you're lucky you scored. Otherwise I was going to yank you off.
But no, he says, boss, he'll probably tell you, there was no way I was going to miss. I saw the keeper. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To be the shark at that, because you know what it's like at United.
The alpha dog. Hey, to be the alpha dog there is something else.
McTominay's got that thing, dude. I'm telling you, next United captain.
You think so?
Yes! Because, it's not the same as at Chelsea. Or at Man City. Man United's not cosmopolitan.
Yeah.
It's Manchester's a working class area.
Absolutely.
And, I mean, they've decided to take that route. Manchester United is still, you can see people wearing the scarves still. They still don't.
The United way.
They want the United way, which is they'd rather have one of their own.
Yeah.
What's the United policy been? Remember how proud United used to always be, right? Of we've played a graduate this many games in a row in the starting lineup. Remember that was a thing for a while. Yeah. Where's that gone? But go ahead.
I think it's still there though.
No, but it wasn't like.
You think it's diluted now?
No, I think you lost. Like, when was it a thing again? You know, when you were winning under Fergie, it wasn't just you were winning. It's our kids are in, McNair's in. Who? Okay, he's in though. What is O'Shea? Is it who? Yeah, like, you know what I mean. But our kids are still coming through and in the mix. We'll see them in the cups. Chief, now there's no kids.
What do you mean?
McTominay's back.
Greenwood,
But when is he? 2 seasons?
Rashford.
What happened before that?
I'm over you.
No. I'm saying as a United fan, look how few you're naming. You remember back in the day,
Brandon
McNair?
Williams. No, but look, guys are still there.
And doing what?
Alright, Umbulela.
What I'm saying is Ollie is doing the right thing.
Yeah.
Because I think...
Resetting the thing.
Because I think what he's done is that boy McTominay is undroppable. Yeah, he's going nowhere.
Yeah.
McFred or Fred will rotate you with Matic.
Yeah.
McTominay's in, guys. He is the
He's
lifeblood.
reliable.
And the lifeblood. He's
reliable.
the lifeblood of the football club.
He's grown up there. He knows what it's about.
I love him. I think it's most certainly the way to go. You got anything else for the socials?
No, that's it. I'm done with the social.
What's popping off on the socials right now? Where we on Twitter. By the way, you can message us. It is Cliff C Sport at Cliff C Sport hashtag. It is still hashtag new set who dis.
They're talking about Inter Milan could make a move for Everton striker Moise Kean this summer.
He's at PSG.
Well, he's at Everton.
He's at Everton.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on Moise Kean?
I don't know. He could end up like Balotelli if he's not careful.
Because you know what, Paolo always says like that. I jump to that conclusion because I am quite a. What I see is what I believe.
Yeah.
Cut that hair, Chief. I like the dreads. I think it's very, very cool if you're releasing a new album with Drake and Skepta.
Yeah.
I dig that. I like the dreads and stuff. It's like Tammy Abraham as well. I'm glad he's gone from Chelsea. It's like, just keep it real, pal. You know what I mean? Like, you want to express yourself. If you're as good as Jack Grealish, do the half socks thing. But Moise Kean, what have you done in football, pal?
Yeah. I also think that like racism thing and like it really affected him more than...
What in Italy?
Yeah.
You know what sucks is ultimately it's not our job to feel for you because your job is to play football. It's not to be an ambassador. Again, people must be very clear in sport, right? LeBron James, when he does social activism, is a different case to Moise Kean doing it.
True.
It's that LeBron's job, because ultimately, let's dilute it. Let's take the romance out of it. LeBron's job is to play basketball.
First and foremost.
If that starts to suffer because of social justice stuff, then we've got questions to ask. So for Moise Kean, although you're feeling for him there, I can't feel for him because, Chief, sorry, your job is to play football. Do you want to play football or not?
Yeah, true.
Because if you want to do the social justice thing as your main job, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. You're not LeBron James. You're not Kevin De Bruyne. You're not these guys. I got no time for it. So he's off too?
Yeah, well, they say Inter might make a move for him.
That means Lautaro's gone.
Yeah.
Lautaro's going. Is he going to go?
Tottenham. You know Tottenham.
In the mud.
Yeah.
All right. That's good stuff.
Abroad will miss the second test. No doubt for that test match.
That's a problem.
Yeah.
Because their new bowlers are awful. Who's the awful? He had one good test match and they thought we found ourselves the new Jacques Callis.
You're not feeling him?
No, he's not gonna. Dude, he bowls 125 and barely moves it. No, he's not. He's nowhere near good enough. Is he gonna be the opening bowler? You can have him against who's the new Chatishwar Pujara at 3 there, and then
wall.
And then you got Virat Kohli. Also, that's disrespectful because Rahul Dravid doesn't get enough respect.
And also you got Rohit Sharma.
At 5. Well, Rohit opened though. That's hilarious. I mean, if James Anderson's out... by the way, James Anderson, relax. He's still not Dale Steyn, but he's got 550 wickets. So are England not going to move on from these two? What's the plan?
There's no contingency. There's no contingency plan.
There's no plan, eh? I mean, I like Stuart Broad, but yeah, no, that's awful. So if India... But it's India's fault if they don't crush them now. Like, do you want to win or not?
Exactly.
Yeah, shall we finish off on something or what else we got there?
Well, they're just talking about the Messi thing on Sky, saying, financial fair play rules are open to interpretation. Sky Keva was saying, depending on how good your lawyers are, you can bend them. Which is true, though.
Like, this is the difference again, and it's where I want to see, because it's now been we've now been told that Man City have broken the rules, right? People are telling me this.
They're up in arms about it.
And now we've been told in secrecy the case had been happening. the Premier League have won that case. Now they can reveal what's been happening in that investigation.
Yeah.
So we expect that to come soon. I want to see what the Premier League are going to do about Man City. Because
That's the thing.
I always say the rules in England are not a suggestion. Everywhere else in Europe,
Exactly.
choose my kete.
Mix
Man.
masala, free for all.
Football's back. Let's go, dude.
Look at you.
Football's back. Let's go. Let's go. This is the kind of drama that I need in my life. I don't need to be hearing about a pandemic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm saying, my man.
Yeah, man.
You feel me, Chief? All right, Russell Westbrook. He's where? He's doing Hollywood.
Hollywood. Purple and gold.
Purple and gold. We're doing football's back. Leo Messi's trying to break the internet. France now, obviously, the Champ Elysees must be Leo Messi for the entire week if they respect themselves. Macron, maybe just come to the airport for a handshake, pal. Come on. The MKT Show, plenty coming up. We've still got Harry Kane to talk about and a little bit more coming up after this. Welcome back to a show. I guess you might be on the podcast. You already know you're listening to the show and watching this show. So it's a show and you have eyes and ears. So shout out to that whole thing. You know what I'm saying, Senzo, is people are probably saying, why do you always say welcome back when I already was waiting here?
You're a nice guy.
That's what, you're right. You're right. I don't hear that enough.
You're a nice guy.
I'm a nice guy. That's true. And that's all I've got to say about that. I'm a nice guy. We're like, welcome back, you know, make you a cup of tea. Big thing with tea, by the way, a lot of people don't do this, is you got to warm the cup up. A lot of people are savages and they just take the tea bag. Firstly, I've done this wrong. What you got to do is this. Warm the kettle, obviously, till boiling point. Most kettles now stop on their own, right? Mm-hmm. Don't know what kind of kettle you've got, but my kettle, when it's boiling, stops. Mm-hmm. Right. The temptation is to what? Directly pour immediately. No, terrible, because what you're doing is you're burning the leaves and your tea is going to be terrible, right? What you got to do, give it 5 minutes, let the water sort of settle down, and then, but in this time, you've taken the boiling water and you've actually put it into an empty cup. That's what should be happening. The 5 minutes, you give your cup 5 minutes to warm up, and then you let the water settle for 5 minutes so that you're not drinking boiling water and burning your mug, obviously. Then you pour the water out, you put the tea bag in there, and you pour a cool down water, and you have that tea needs to be about 4 or 5 minutes to brew. That's actually how you enjoy tea. Stop being a savage out there. You know what I'm saying, my man?
You serious about it?
Because I'm saving for a coffee machine right now. That's going to take forever. I just want to buy one coffee machine for the next 10 years. Costs a fortune. I'm very... But the next thing I will definitely get That's the. You're supposed to be. Tell you that sometime. I'll bring. Different country. It's different. They like we. What do South Africans take seriously? I actually Rugby. What else? Like, no, we don't have anything that we take seriously, like food or like our food's incredible, right? Honestly, I think we got the best food in the world, and I'm not just saying that. Is that our food's unbelievable? You know, you go to outside of Argentina, I've never tasted a steak like ours, and even in Argentina, a large majority of their meat is South African, and the Argentine farming community is actually South Africans that left. There's a huge like Afrikaans community there in Argentina, and they run that beef market. Like it's a whole crazy thing. But anyway, we got great food, but we don't take food seriously here.
Yeah.
Like, you know, when you go to France, their food's terrible in France, by the way. Like, a lot of people don't realize this. French cuisine is disgusting. It's like all creamy and like it's like terrible. It's terrible, but they like take it seriously. It's a whole preparation thing. We got the best food in the world, but we don't take it seriously here. Cape Town, different beast. Like, they are food, cuisine, culture, get in the mix with that whole thing. But you need to start taking tea more seriously, pal.
Okay, noted.
You're not going to do it. You know, I
will.
I can see from your face.
Noted, I will. Trust
Will you?
Okay.
I don't think you're going to do it. I'm going to ask your family, like, is this guy still pouring boiling hot water on tea?
Let me prove you wrong.
All right. No.
Prove yourself wrong.
Prove yourself right. Don't prove me wrong. Prove yourself right. Because you got me.
Yeah.
We had to get it. We had to get him.
In sync.
All right. Talking of a man who has burnt something. He hasn't burnt his tea like Senzo living like a savage. This man's burnt a bridge. And I want to give you just a lesson that I've learned in life, right? Before we're going to talk a little bit about Harry Kane. Just the way I live my own life is that, and I'd love to, you know, I don't know how people live their lives. I don't know what's going on. But people bring themselves misery a lot of the time in life, right? That people love to complain and give themselves misery because in this situation, let me tell you something a mentor of mine always says, right? Because everyone always, respect is an interesting word. And my mentor always says, respect is not earned. Because everyone always says respect is earned, right? And I always used to say it because it sounds like the right thing to say. Actually, my mentor, she says respect is taken. Respect is taken. Respect is not earned. You take respect from people. And what she means by that is that you give people no choice but to respect you. When you're about that life, is people will respect you when you're that guy or that girl. But something that I realized this week, and I've thought it for a while, is that some people, and most people, don't like to be villains in life, right? People don't like to be villains. And let me tell you something. When you win in life, you're automatically a villain. Because only one can win. One company wins. One football club wins. If you win over a mate, there's lots of other guys and girls that want to be with that person. You are a villain to somebody, and there is somebody saying something about you, whether you like it or not, right? Because winning is exclusive by its very nature. Only one can win. Once you win a gold medal in the Olympics, you're a villain to the other Olympians, at the very least, to another country, at the very least. There are two people, and I was going through a list last night, that are a villain and loved, that I can think of. There's El Pibe de Oro, the famous Diego Maradona, is both, and Roy Keane. In Premier League history, there's never been a figure like Roy Keane, right? Even Man United fans are really split on Keano. Not the legendary part, but the Alfie Haaland stuff, and there was some other stuff, you know, like, he's a polarizing guy. But largely speaking, Roy Keane's loved, and even people at other clubs go, all right, there's no arguing that. That's the guy. You can talk about Gerrard, talk about Lampard, there's one alpha. Everybody knows what's going on. It's Roy Keane and the rest when it comes to midfielders. Right? They are the only villains I know who are universally beloved. Let me tell you something about Harry Kane. He's learning a tough lesson. He's learning a really, really tough lesson. Is that Harry Kane doesn't want to be a villain. Because when I saw him defend himself on social media and say, I would never do that, I would never miss training, I'm like, Harry, what are you doing, pal? We know you want to leave. Hold your position. right? What Harry wants is he wants the Tottenham fans to love him, and he wants to go and play for Manchester City. No. No. You don't get that in life. That's not how it works. When you want to win, when you upgrade, when you leave your girlfriend, when you leave your boyfriend, they're allowed to hate you. Sorry, that's how it goes. Because what's happened with Tottenham is that Harry Kane hasn't just been kind of vibing or dating for 2-3 months, the honeymoon phase. He's seen everything and he's going, after 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years of marriage, no thanks, I'm out. How do you think Tottenham feel about that, by the way? It's Harry, we gave you everything from the beginning. You are because of us. And Harry said, nah, you know what? I need to do this little upgrade thing. It's a tough lesson, folks. You can't have adulation without being the villain. It's awful. But I feel Harry Kane's trapped now. He's genuinely trapped. Because if he stays, he's the villain. Why? Tottenham knows he wants to leave. The fans know he wants to leave. Right? You shouldn't have announced it. You should have let your agent take care of it. But now you've stayed away. You did the interview with Gary Neville, which made no sense to me. Super off character. But I think that was a decision by his PR team. So if he stays, he's a villain. If he leaves, he's an even bigger villain. So now, Harry, not only did you say you'd come back and play and whatever, now you've lied to us, and you've left, and you said you wanted to stay. Like, now he's really trapped himself. Now Harry can't win from here. But this is what happens in life when people don't know what they are. Because Harry Kane doesn't want to be a villain. And then he did the Gary Neville interview. And then he stayed in America. And then he stayed in Barbados. And then he said, no, I would always come back. No, Harry, if you wanted to come back, you know where you'd be? You'd be a practice part. There's no mistake. Harry Kane, folks, people are who they are. Harry Kane has not made a single mistake until this year in his journey. Do you think all of a sudden Harry Kane, after he's worked his PR up to be the captain of his beloved club, to be the captain of England, to be Mr. Perfect, you think he's making a slip up? What you'd have to be telling me, here's what you'd have to be telling me. You'd have to be telling me that Harry Kane has made 3 massive PR blunders in 6 months, which he's never made in his life before. Sorry, folks, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying Harry Kane now is all of a sudden this guy. I'll tell you what happened. He doesn't want to be the villain. He didn't realize the blowback. He thought, I'm Harry Kane, I'm beloved, I can kind of... And you know what he thought? He made this mistake. He thought the Tottenham fans would be on his side because he's done so much for them. Sorry, Harry, what it's exposing is that people are Tottenham fans, not Harry Kane fans. People are England fans, not Harry Kane fans. You are now the villain either way, and what a mess. Like, now it's an official mess.
Yeah.
It was a mess with the Gary Neville interview.
Yeah. But it was well thought out. Like, he knew what he was trying to do and it backfired. And now he's stuck where he's stuck. And yeah.
Why did he make the social media defense? Like, for me, it's
if you
like...
explain, you look guilty.
You know what I'm saying?
If you explain, you look guilty.
He's guilty. And now, like, when he explained on social media, right? It's like, who are you talking to?
Exactly.
Are you talking to Man City? Or are you talking
to Levy? Like, what's going on?
Like, are you talking to the fans? Who are you trying to save face with?
Do you know what the problem? He's trying to convince himself. He's trying to console himself, make himself feel better. But do you know where this all started? 6-year contract.
Who okayed that?
He did. He signed it, didn't he?
He signed the deal. Who's the agent? Honestly, you know what? If I'm Harry Kane, if I'm somebody who's advising Harry Kane outside of the football spectrum, you need to go and have a word with your agent because the last 6 months has been a mess. There's a Dimitar Berbatov is the way to do this Tottenham move.
Yeah.
It got ugly. Levy made it ugly. Did you hear anything from Berbatov? Absolutely not. It's like, okay, well, fine.
You saw him at Carrington.
No, you guys are going to do that. Nobody, from what I've heard, I've never heard a Tottenham fan say a bad thing about Dimitar Berbatov because they were like, you are too good for us. Let's get the money right. Harry, just let it play out. Do your Harry Kane thing, pitch up, say the right thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And let Man City pay 150 million for you. And then you know what the fans say? We got 150 million.
Exactly.
I'd love to know what you think, but I almost feel at this stage, even if they got 200 million for him, it's sour for everyone.
Yeah, the damage has been done.
Because now the whole league kind of hates Man City as well. It's like, okay, you got Grealish, and now you're getting Kane, and now you forced him away from his beloved club, and now you made it ugly. Because some football fans will say, oh, now you sullied the waters between Kane and the fans, because you know how fans are.
Yeah.
So now it's ugly for everyone,
It's terrible.
and it's all Harry's fault.
I feel nothing for him.
Legacy, tarnish at Tottenham. Like, put yourself in these shoes. Maybe I should put it in a way you can understand.
Mm-hmm.
Next season, Marcus Rashford says, forget this, because we're not going to win. I'm going to Man City. Your feelings as a fan.
Oh, I'm gutted.
And who are you angry at? Are you angry at United? Are you angry at Rashford? And why?
I don't know. It's like a bit of both. Because, yeah, both of them mismanaged the situation if it gets to that point, you know what I mean? There was no clear vision or whatever. So, like, yeah.
Here's the truth, dude. Levy's not letting him go now.
Exactly. He's a prisoner now.
He is, eh? Because the one thing you don't want to do with billionaires is make them look bad.
Exactly.
Billionaires, like, let me use a crass example. I always try and explain this to my male friends. Always. But people say, you're crazy. I always say, Chief, if you're going to cheat, firstly, don't tell me. But okay, we're past that now. You're telling me. The cheating's not the problem. I mean, it's a problem in a whatever sense. It's the fact that you didn't respect her enough to hide it better. Right? Like, that's actually the problem, right? And now it's kind of like Harry Kane's been that guy of, come on, bro.
You got his hopes up.
You don't go and do this like this in public now. You out here putting our family business out here. Because here's what billionaires don't like. You make me look like I failed.
Yeah, exactly.
You think Daniel Levy...
He must be seething. He must be like, I'll show this guy who the boss is.
That's true. That's exactly what he is. And now here's what he does. Because now it's not about football anymore.
Exactly.
Now it's not about football. Is Daniel Levy now will price him out of the market. 200 million, and Harry, don't come back in here. Because you've got a contract, and if you need me to print it for you, by the way, you can pick it up on the printer on your way out. Do not come back to this.
Cutthroat now.
No, because now you've triggered that part of it.
Yeah.
You never want... I don't know if you have any friends like this. I have certain friends, right, who I never want to take them there.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a place where they
can get ugly. And you don't want to see that side of them.
I never want to... Daniel Levy seems like that guy to me because I think what he's going to do now, he's going to price him out the market and watch Harry start to now flail and kick and whatever. Go to the B team. Go to the B team.
Go train by yourself.
Because it's not a money thing for Tottenham anymore. They're a financial juggernaut. They've been run so well for so long.
Yeah.
Tottenham have lots of money.
Yeah.
He doesn't like to pay it unnecessarily, but Tottenham are fine financially. Brand new stadium. Do you think Daniel Levy cares when there's 60,000 week in, week out at Tottenham? You think fans aren't going to come into that beautiful stadium?
We'll show you.
Harry, what have you done, pal?
He's messed it up, man. But I said this earlier. You remember I said one show that he's shown his hand too quickly, and this is not the way to go about it.
Not of that guy.
Exactly.
You can bully Watford. If he was at Watford, I'd say, all right, Harry, I understand what you're doing. Not Daniel Levy, Chief. All right, look, Harry Kane has he's done what he's done, and
he has to live with it.
You know what I always say to people? I'm happy for him.
It's what he wanted.
Yeah. What do you think of this life position? I don't know how you roll. Like, the older I get, I ask people less and less whether they're happy. Like, you'll very rarely hear me say, how's your day going?
Yeah.
Because I always say, whatever you're doing, I presume that's what you want to be doing. So if you're happy, I presume you want to be happy. If you're sad, I just presume. And I know it sounds like a blunt position to take in life. I think he's pushed Daniel Levy to that position now. It's like, I didn't want this to go this way.
But you made me do this.
And now it's on. Yeah.
Gloves are off.
Gloves are off, eh? Yeah. I should be working the body a little bit, but I can't really, because of we got constraints. I can't stand up and work the body.
Yeah.
So it's a fight secret. A lot of people want the headshot because it looks sexy on movies. I always say to people, you got to work the body, pal.
But Harry Kane didn't work the body.
He didn't work the body. He went for the headshot
straight away.
And when you
through
do
the
that,
kitchen sink, he left himself exposed.
You exposed the liver, pal. And Daniel Levy says,
"Oh,
Ryan Garcia, liver shot. You're dead. You're out. I've knocked you out, Harry." That's an ugly situation, pal. Hey, let's take some comments, dude.
Yeah.
I want to take some comments. I want to know what people have to say.
Well, Jason Chapman says, hello.
Hi.
Hi, Jason.
Hi, Jimbo.
And then Steph says, why are the first days of the new season so special? Love them. She's like you. I'm
Could
assuming.
be he. What if his name's Stefan? It's a little bit bigoted from you there.
Apologies.
No, fair enough. And it takes a big man to apologize because I'm not good at apologizing. So, Steph, shout out to you if Senzo has butchered your... if you identify as a person. They may identify as a basketball. If they do, shout out to Steph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like you.
No, sit on. All right, what else we got?
Bulelo Kevin says, sure, gents, do you know how TV rights work? Because the elephant in the room is that Supersport needs to buy the rights like they did with Ronaldo for Serie A.
Yeah, for Serie A, huh? Yeah, I don't know. It's a good question. I don't know what's going on there.
Otsile Mokhale says, struggles to understand what MKT is talking when he says the ESL has already started. Now I do. These leagues are going to be so uncompetitive that all we want to see is the big teams play each other.
Which is, I told you, so the Super League is underway, is what you're saying.
It's already begun.
Wow, crazy.
Otsilo says the big Prem clubs blocked that takeover and they will continue to do so.
Because it's difficult to explain to people, right? There are very few people on this planet who make Roman Abramovich look like a middle-class citizen. But yeah, it's the Saudis do that immediately. That is immediately. So yeah. All right. What else you got?
Oh, breaking news. PSG away kits with the name Messi have sold out within 20 minutes.
Globally?
Well, I'm not too sure, but like that's what it is. Within 20 minutes.
That's... So, but again, what was I just saying? Right? Well, what was I saying? It's difficult to explain to people because we just care about football, but I love the business of football as well. Mm-hmm. There are only two human beings, maybe in the world. Like the American athletes must realize it's just America, okay? Like
it's just him.
Lionel Messi, there's somebody in Taiwan. As soon as the official thing, they could order it online. They ordered it. There are people in South Africa.
And that white PSG kit is cold.
Freezing.
It's cold. Sub-zero.
Freezing cold.
Sub-zero.
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful thing.
Oh, and Steph says, I'm an oak. Sorry, Steph.
Oh, is he a put?
Yeah, he's a but. He's
Yeah,
a brew.
Tough. That's tough. Sorry.
He's a brew. Apologies.
Senzo's butchered everything there for you and butchered your name. A little bit disrespectful, but you know, that's what's going to happen in St. David's. You know what I'm saying?
No, don't come at me with that.
What do you mean? What's the story?
Moving swiftly along. Gusha Nkosi says, Lille and Olympic Marseille just can't compete now. Boys against men.
But again, the only people who are for real, like I don't blame Apple for BlackBerry's collapse.
Yeah, exactly.
So Liga E, for how long we've been saying Farmers League?
There it is.
And oh no, the denial. It's the English bias. The only league that's serious is the Premier League, right? The Premier League is independent of everything else and is elite, independent of everything else. Liga E needs the Champions League. La Liga needs the Champions League. Serie A needs the Champions League, and it's embarrassing. This is what happens when you run. Here's the difference: you got HSBC and you've got a stock fair.
Yeah.
HSBC is the Premier League. As much as I love
stock fair,
it's a stock fair. you know, people. If you're late with your payments, you can borrow from so and so. You pay next month. No, chief. At HSBC, you pay this month. Otherwise, we block your account.
Absolutely.
And that's the Premier League. Yeah.
And then Otila also says they know that Arsenal, Liverpool, and Spurs will lose out, and it will eventually be 2-3 teams. Hashtag Newcastle United takeover.
You know the thing about Newcastle as well? It's like, and the Man City takeover only worked because they got that Commonwealth Game Stadium.
Yes.
All right. Newcastle are already a global brand.
Yeah.
Like if you think it's quite cool to support Newcastle, you know, everybody loves the Geordies, the Zulus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They are ready to explode. It's just that they've had moomish owners after the great Sir Bobby, right? It's been a shambles.
Dog show. Absolute dog show.
Ashley's been a joke of an owner. And listen, so I've asked people who I know who've played in the Premier League, why can't Newcastle get it right? Mm-hmm. All of them have the same answer. All of them have had the same answer. And I'm talking 6 people that are former Premier League footballers in one. He says, it's a good time up there. It's a good time up there. Newcastle's, and I've been up there. It is a good time up there. The beer just tastes better. It's on the marina. It's that life.
Yeah, it's that life, bro.
It's kind of like if you support the NFL, it's the curse of being a Dallas Cowboy.
Aish.
as a Newcastle player, right, Geordies, is you will get away with murder as players up there. And they do. And I don't mean literal murder, but they are, the type of guys. And you look at the type of players they sign up there. It's like Saint Maximan and Kieran Dyer. It is Kieran Dyer, hey? Former, that kind of 60 sticks he used to call himself. I don't know if you know that. When he signed his deal, £60,000 a week, he announced
60 sticks.
He called me 60 sticks. He told everyone at practice, call me 60 sticks. So when you've got that vibe, but what happens when you bring the Saudis in? They do a Man City.
Yeah.
They say who's the brothers that are there now, the local guys.
Jeez.
But you know who I'm talking about. United.
Longstaff.
The Longstaff brothers.
Yeah.
They're the only two that are guaranteed to stay. Maybe Saint Maximan. The rest of you, you're on probation because next season we're bringing in maybe Marquinhos. We'll bring Marquinhos at the back, Kimpembe at the back. We'll bring him because they're Draxler at right wing. You know what I mean? There's no more of the who's the Mexican kid on the left, the quick guy. Is he Mexican? The little kid at Newcastle. Good pace, but no end product.
I'm not too sure. But
but you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So there's no more of that. We were not buying those Saudi boys come in and
it's a wrap
within 1 year. The great thing about that OPEC region. So my mum lived in Saudi Arabia when I was a child for a couple of years, 3 years I think. I can't remember. But most expats in Saudi is that they live in compounds. So I remember in South Africa. We still building for those our international listeners. There's probably the most famous road in the northern suburbs is William Nicol, and we are still. I left Johannesburg really when I was 13 for sort of boarding school. Mm-hmm. I'm returning now at 35, really, like for real. They are still fixing William Nicol.
Yeah,
they're still fixing William Nicol 20 years later. So I used to live in a place just along William Nicol, right, all the way past. My father, he was in Germany, and my dad's not like a nonsense guy. He came back after 3 weeks. He had moved to the Val. He said, "No, my dad, for me. No. So the thing about the OPEC guys, let me tell you something. What happens with the Saudis? Have you seen Man City's football complex in and around their stadium? 200 million they spent.
Jesus,
200 million pounds. The Saudis come through. It is £1 billion on the complex around. I can
guaranteed.
Almost 99% guarantee you that they do a full wash. Here, it's come here and win. And then players start to look at that. As we've seen now, Leo Messi shouldn't be a PSG.
Honestly.
But they'll find a way to make it work. So, yeah, I agree. Shout out Newcastle.
Yeah, man.
Shout out Newcastle.
Sam Shapiro says, you spent 3 days on fantasy and still came dead last. You're a sports presenter. Shots fired.
No, it is true. Sam Shapiro, very good at fantasy football, that guy. Yeah, Liverpool fan though. So.
Zapeta says, fantasy NFL is the one, hey? I spend my Sunday evening checking lineups, injuries, making the tough decisions on my final team. Then I'm on the NFL app checking games.
So
do you play that?
I don't. I can't do everything. I can't play Super Brew and that. And if you haven't played that before, by the way, when I was living in Canada, so the fantasy hockey is a huge thing up there, and they have fantasy parties. So for us,
yes.
No, it's but
I've heard about that before.
Yeah,
it's ridiculous.
No, it's different level.
But them, they take their hockey seriously.
Oh, it's the fantasy thing. By the way, the fantasy has like an industry online.
It's on its own, yeah.
It's FanDuel are doing all the big things in that world now. Fantasy draft is insane.
Yeah.
So yeah, the NFL is the king of America. Yeah, $120 billion new Fox deal.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Sam Shapiro says the prize should be a date with you.
Nobody wants a date with me. Let's be honest. Nobody wants.
Well, Sam does.
No, I don't. He's just saying that. People are just being nice. So, he's a supporter of the show. Nobody wants a date with me.
Gushle goes, a wise man once just said, "Give me money."
Give me money. But am I wrong?
Show me the money. Tom Cruise.
It's an old timer before he went Scientologist.
Before he started jumping on Oprah's couches.
That's when it all went wrong, hey?
Yeah.
But for you, I mean, listen, you're a better person than me. You know how I know that? Somebody's decided to be in a relationship with you. Let's have real talk for a sec, right? We're about to finish off the show. If you're single, you're the problem. These people that tell all the good ones are probably taken. It means you're not one of the good ones. Yeah. And I need to hear that. But money is the best gift. Don't you wish your girlfriend would give you money all the time?
Oh, that means I'm a gigolo then.
No, I don't mean she literally like
Boyfriend allowance.
because you'll probably. I didn't mean it like that, but that is
No,
an
I'm
awesome
joking.
sounding thing. Boyfriend allowance.
No, but there's girlfriend allowance.
Now that's a different subject. I'm not sure people would like us discussing what that is.
Yeah.
You maybe want to tell us what a girlfriend allowance is?
Oh, if you're in a relationship with somebody,
Yeah.
they expect an allowance.
It's something for the hey.
A stipend.
A stipend because the weave's not free, pal.
Hey, chief.
Literally, the makeup I look like this for free. So the ladies are
I
saying,
don't wake up like this. Beyonce lied.
boyfriend allowance. My guy
man.
says, I want a boyfriend allowance. Okay. Listen, it's a type of equality, isn't it? Everyone's telling me equality, this, equality, that. My guy's saying boyfriend allowance. All right. Listen, we'll probably take a few more questions as we wrap up the show. This is the MKT Show. Remember, the podcast is available wherever you get your podcast. If you're on Apple Podcasts, please leave a comment. It may be Senzo's handsome. Where's James? Is James's relationship still going? You know, you can have these types of questions and we'll try and answer them. And I have no question for that last one though. James may be single right now. I don't know. He's not allowed on camera right now because I don't want people crying on camera. It's unprofessional. But having said that, he may still be in a relationship. I'm not saying it's all over, but you can send thoughts and prayers. Cliff C Sport on Twitter. Is James single? Is James maybe in a relationship? Is he happy? Is he happy in the relationship? Ask all these questions. Cliff C Sport on Twitter. The MKT Show can be found on cliffcentral.com, the Cliff Central app, or wherever you get your podcasts if you want to get some of that good stuff. All right, we're going to wrap the show up on the other side. This is the MKT Show. All right, welcome back to it. I'm an old timer and I've got a classic racket here. I'm a single hand backhand guy. I've always said to people, if you do the double hand backhand, get the hell out of my face, including Novak Djokovic. Single hand backhand, that's what it looks like. So we're going to wrap up the show. Been a good show. Senzo, your thoughts? I mean, how are you feeling?
Been a very good show.
So you feeling good?
No gremlins.
What do you think of your own performance? You know, it's good to review that. I've got some paper here. Out of 10, what do you think? We can write that down.
7.5, 8. But we'll elevate.
7.5 out of 10. I'll take the first thing you said. So there's room for improvement, you're saying?
There's always new room for improvement.
What do you think of my racket?
You're causing a racket, eh?
Oh, my mate.
As Forbes said.
Yeah, so one of our camera guys said, I want to cause a racket.
Yeah.
This is a big part of tennis. Twirl the racket. Twirl the racket without dropping it. You know what I'm saying?
You're not Roger Federer yet, but okay.
Single hand backhand. Got the single hand down the line. Single hand backhand. Anyway, let's take a couple more questions, pal. Get out of here.
Okay. Zapeta says, NFL is very strict with COVID this season. Each team must have 85% of the entire team vaccinated. Don't know if that's the goal or if it's enforced.
It is enforced. Otherwise, we've just seen, so Kirk Cousins, who is a pathetic quarterback for my team, the Minnesota Vikings, refuses to take and came out with a position against vaccines. And the hospital in Minnesota that associates with him has actually, he's now no longer their ambassador. You know what it is what I love about the NFL is I like rules, is that Roger Goodell says this: there are rules here. Rules don't need opinions.
Absolutely.
We are not saying you must like the rules. If you don't like the rules,
Get the hell out of here, as you'd say. There's the door.
and you know, I don't like the world we're going to. I don't want to listen to 90% of this planet. You know how I know I don't want to listen to most people. It's like, for me, sorry, if you can't look after your own body, I don't want to hear anything from you.
Yeah.
Don't contribute on what the NFL should do. Listen,
The NFL was fine. Before you, it'll be fine afterwards.
so like most people, 90% of us, and I'm probably in that 90%.
Sure.
But it's my job to give an opinion. Is I don't want to hear from 90% of the world. So shut the hell up. If you don't want to play in the NFL, get the hell out. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, whatever. 85% must be vaccinated. If you don't want to take the vaccine, go and cut someone's lawn. Simple. I'm so tired of everyone thinking their opinion matters. It doesn't. Shut the hell up, most of you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What else you got, Paul?
Nico Kritzinger says James must be swearing like a sailor at the moment.
Why? Because what do you think that's because of? Because of Liverpool, or
I don't know.
I mean, then if it's about Liverpool, that's fine. Let's also make it clear. I don't know if James has broken up with his girlfriend. I'm just saying I need to be open to that situation. And James has lots of fans, and people are asking, "Where's James?" You know, he may be. I don't know, at home crying. Who knows where James is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Steph says Kane could have been one club legend like Maldini and Totti if he stayed at Spurs. And Ryan Giggs.
It's disgusting. It is disgusting that you uttered Harry Kane's name
next
in the
to
same sentence. Don't ever.
as the kings of Italy.
Who said that?
Steph.
Steph, I'm going to write your name down, and you could be a guy or a girl. You know,
He's an oak.
it's an oak. Steph, let me get on this camera here. We'll close by addressing what Steph has just said. The correct comparison is Matt Letizia. I never ever, Steph, please do me and do you a favor. Don't you dare ever compare, or it's not even a comparison. Don't use Harry Kane and Paolo Maldini in the same sentence ever again. If you do that again, Mark Zuckerberg must block you from Facebook. You are not safe for the rest of the community. Don't ever do it. Don't ever even look at that option. This is the MKT show, just so you know. Ladies and gentlemen, including Steph's opinion, we are the hell out of here.